I shop a lot at One Retail. So I'm asking you a question here actually. Is AI coming in to recommend me to buy more? Because that's a revenue growth of advertisement coming into fintech. So, okay, this guy shops a lot at whatever retail. He buys a lot of watches, for example. Now, this gets this watchmaker coming in and placing an ad in this fintech app to say, you buy this, now you can get it on 24 months interest free.
So let me change the scenario by saying, Nadeem, don't spend here. Remember that you will buy a watch at the end of the year. Save this.
I like that. Okay.
This is how we should AI.
So it should be a CSR.
Yes.
Okay.
This is how companies should develop their AI tools. Like for us in Tamam, we are, I like to use this word, cooking something.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Brew Bytes with me, Nadeem Ibrahim. Today is merely about fintech and how fintech is evolving in Saudi and how that has formed and forged part of Vision 2030, frankly speaking. Today I'm joined by a guest who I would regard as an evangelist in this space. I've known him for quite some time. He's become a very, very dear friend of mine. He has made a lot of transformation throughout his journey and throughout his career in the fintech space. Very young, very fresh. And I'd like to welcome Musaid Bin Khamees to the show, VP of Marketing at Tamam.
Thank you, Nadeem.
How are you today?
All is well, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
How are you? How is things?
Not too bad.
Alhamdulillah.
You're calm?
Yes.
MashaAllah.
Amazing, mashallah.
You talk about innovation quite a lot, yeah. You once told me a story about your grandfather and the radio.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to just talk about that a little bit? Because I find that quite insightful.
How I compare it and how I look at it, like my dad told me that my grandfather once he bought a radio out of his savings, and he was like seeing this radio as a very important and a value on this radio because it connects him to the world, where everyone gathers and listen to his radio, discussing the news and all of that. And from this story, with technology links you with the world. Technology makes your life easier. Technology makes you smarter, to be honest. I'm not afraid of technology. Where we can see, like my grandfather, when he bought this radio, it was, my father, he told me, seeing this radio is more important than his sons. Because he's inviting everyone, like I said, sitting and discussing the news all around the world and traveling through this radio around the world, knowing their knowledge. My grandfather used to speak English. My father did. Both did not go to the school. But how they did that, because of the knowledge that they can get from educating themselves through technology.
Bring it back to sort of fintech and where you are as well, and your experience. Experiences is important, and I think you mentioned earlier about user experience or customer experience. You had mentioned. There's this statistic that 64% of global consumers have used fintech, and that sort of highlights the importance around user experiences because a fintech app, the experience on that is very different from walking into a traditional bank. How important of a role have you seen user experiences play when we think of fintech in Saudi? Because the traditional way of banking in Saudi still is sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Going into a traditional bank.
Yes. Actually, some of the traditional banks, they started to learn from the new emerging market of fintech and to develop their digital channels. User experience is the most important element, to be honest. If you have a good product, but it was hard to reach to your product, you will not sell it. People will not love it. With all the competitions that we see in the market, user experience is the most advantage that the consumer can see and will prefer a brand other than a brand. Because It's not about having this with a discounted price. It's giving it to the customer how he wants it, how he needs it, and that this product or this experience will suit him, and will he will feel he or she feel comfortable with, that will stick and give you the advantage to move forward in your fintech solution. We have a lot of fintech platforms. I prefer one than another. Why? Because of the customer experience, speed, liability, and these kind of points in the user journey as well can make a difference. And as I said, the user experience and the user journey is the most important element in the competition. Designing the interface of an application can give an advantage more than the competitors. I always urge the teams to work heavily and invest more in the user journey.
And you find the user experience is it's important to make user experience accessible to different demographics. Okay?
Yes.
How have you found in your experience where user experience is more important and less important? So what I mean by this is, Gen Zs, millennials, baby boomers. So like our parents, okay, and then maybe like the future customers. Do they see user experience very different across those different demographics?
No, because it will.
Very simple. No. I love it.
It will. Designing the thing is, you need to think and keep thinking, you and your team and everyone, anyone in the street, even if you are in the restaurant, just ask a question. What do you think about this? So next day in the morning, you apply it in your customer journey or user journey. Here where you can come up with a product that can fit all generations. And this is very important thing that I always tell to our team, that if you educate one generation, most probably the Gen Zs,
okay,
they will educate the older generations.
I like that analogy. Coming from bottom up,
yes,
top bottom. Okay.
Because they will take the phone, they will ask their parents, why you are wasting your time going to the bank? Just you can do it by this.
True.
Let me help you opening an account here or there, or do this transaction. Next day, next week, his father or her mother will call them to help him with the transaction. But the third time, they will do it themselves. They will start to do the transactions. They will get comfortable. It's about you designing the way that the user journey that can fit all generations. But what's most important, that we trust the technology. I cannot keep going to the bank, for example. I don't have the time to do all my transactions in the bank. It will be frustrating for me. Back when I used to study in the US, I was telling my brother, when I come back to Saudi, is it going to be easy to order online? I don't think we have online delivery on all of this, or food. But when I came back with all these kind of applications that I've seen, all the opportunities, it made my life easier. It gives me more space to do more here and there and there. It is the technology here is to serve us, where we can see fintech keep developing to serve the consumer, to give them their needs.
I like that. Hey, trust the technology.
Exactly.
Okay. And Saudi is a very young population.
Yeah.
So there's an advantage there that they will understand fintech in some respects. We speak about the parents, the older demographic. For them to trust the technology is a big thing. Brings me on to my point around, or question around, everything, all the transactions we do, whether it's transferring money internationally, buying something on your mobile device, tap and go, you know, that's still a form of fintech, right? Whether you're a traditional bank or a new fintech, okay? But the whole safety around, is my transactions secure? Is my payment secure? How do you see this evolving over time? Because do you foresee that there's an obligation fintechs have to have very stringent and strict security measures, yeah? And, you know, how do you see that evolving to give confidence to all the demographics that fintech is a safe and secure place to be?
Let me talk about SAMA here, the Saudi Central Bank. SAMA always, with the regulation on security and protection, protects the consumer and the company itself, both sides, from not getting robbed or attacked. By doing so, they develop a systems where they can update the regulations weekly basis, in a monthly basis, in a yearly basis. Each technology that comes, each scenarios that might occur, they start to inform the companies to apply it immediately. When we see all of these protections and rules, cybersecurity, anti-fraud, AML, anti-money laundering, that applied within the fintech ecosystem, it will protect me more. I will be safe more. Plus, that can be tracked. The transaction can be tracked. If you got cheated or robbed in this particular website, we can track it.
Okay.
We can know that the source of this problem. We can resolve it. We can protect others. Why all of this got developed? Because the more you get advanced in your technology, more people's outside, they want to beat you, to get you their hands in your pocket, steal your money. All these kind of regulations that we can see by the Saudi Central Bank can protect the consumer. They will feel more safe towards the fintech solutions in the market. And believe me, Nadeem, you will not see an application that is in the App Store available to everyone before multiple checks in security and protection. And in seeing this kind of measurements, it gives you feel of comfort that this trusted application I can work with, I can put my money with. I don't need to know who's behind this application, who owns this application. Since it's regulated, I will do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this myself, and it's commendable how many checks are in place and how strict it is and secure. And you know, from someone who comes from the outside into Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has become part of my own family now for the past 5 years.
Correct.
And you know, it's fascinating how much the process is in place. A very seamless process.
Yes.
But a process that's needed to ensure, as you say, safety,
security, protection.
Yes. Which is great to have.
Yes.
Speaking about Sama, I mean, like, the Saudi, for me, I have such a soft spot for Saudi. Always have done.
Yeah.
And what I've seen, such big transformation, and fintech is one of those. And you know, Saudi has been championing the space of fintech. When I see fintech compared to other markets in Europe, there's a lot of advancements in a very short space of time in Saudi, where you see some new fintechs coming to the horizon.
Yes.
And what's commendable is that they go through that process that you just mentioned.
Yes.
And it's set to grow. You know, the number of fintechs in Saudi, I read a stat recently, is set to grow by like 45% annually, which is amazing.
Exactly.
Now, Sama obviously play a role in that, and there's a lot of initiatives in Saudi. Can you maybe sort of explain how those initiatives are helping the growth of fintech in Saudi?
Sure. Definitely. So, the initiative, again, like I said, of fintech and how it's related to Vision 2030 is to put Saudi Arabia as a market leader in the fintech industry. SAMA have created a sandbox environment and also opened Saudi Fintech, which is a company, an academy, let me call it, that can help entrepreneurs and talents to get more into the fintech industry. In the sandbox, we have currently 30 company under testing environment. 30.
Okay, nice.
50 already operating in the market. That's all of them. They've gone the same process, where you can get the help of the experts. You can learn more about your product and application, your customer. You start to test all scenarios with your future consumers. All of this just to ensure to expedite the movement of the fintech, where SAMA don't want entrepreneurs and companies be afraid of getting into this market. So this is why they have created the sandbox environment, to ensure that we will have risk restriction in you, help you to get your application up and ready in the market.
Nice.
To the consumers. 50 company operating in the Saudi market is a large number. Now you have a variety of competitors. The consumer have variety of choices that they are competing to reach the best, to get the best customer experience, to have a customer loyalty, to generate more ideas and more. Back in the days, the traditional bank, you go there, you get a card, you get a loan, you have your account. If you don't have more than 200K in your account, you will sit outside for 15-30 minutes.
Okay.
Now it's different. Now you have the choice to choose as a consumer which bank you want to go, which application you want, starting from digital wallets up to invoicing application. And this is an opportunity where I talk about Tamam, which is a full native digital microfinance company. Back in the days, you wouldn't get your financing or your cash without signing hundreds of papers, getting asked hundreds of questions. Plus, they want to ensure that you are going to pay them. Even if they give you the money, they will again ask you, are you going to pay us or not?
Okay.
With Tamam, it's a fully digital native solution. You will get your money after 24 hours of applying your application. How Tamam came in the market, because of the support of Saudi Central Bank. How much Tamam helped in the market? This is the most important question. We have dispersed more than $500 million loan in the market. Imagine, Nadeem, this number of cash in the market giving to individuals. What did they do with it? It helped them, it support them, it closed their needs, all digitally without human interaction.
Nice.
Before fintech, we wouldn't have this.
You wouldn't have had this, right? You'd have to go to a traditional bank, and like you say,
and if I want 3,000, 5,000, no one will give it to me. I will call you and you said Musaid wouldn't be available.
Look, like, it's interesting you say that.
Yes.
And the future customers,
yes,
okay, of any fintech application, they're big adopters.
Yes.
But there's this growing trend, and not specific to Saudi, just
Yes.
okay. This is just looking like from a global lens perspective. You see a trend with Gen Zs adopting fintech, but there's almost a third of them don't quite trust fintech in some
Yes.
respects, okay? And that's a little bit concerning from a Gen Z perspective because they are big adopters of new technologies, yeah?
Yeah.
How should a fintech educate those future customers to minimize and enhance, as you say, trusted technology for those?
Giving them what they need. For example, for the young generation, by understanding their behavior, you will move them, you will design a product that fits their need, as I said, that will move them towards you. And there's a very important thing to mention is a company that's run by old generation cannot deliver a product for younger generation. You need to have a mix of both. You get the experience of the old management and the insight from the young generation. So having the product designed for them will push them to come to you because you are serving their needs. And mainly the fintech products, like there's an example of an investment application. Usually investment goes to a very high salary person. But they said you can invest only $1 with us. Daily invest $1. When you get $1 is nothing. I'll give $5. I'll give them $10. They pushed it to this generation with low salary rates, plus the students as well.
Okay.
I've started to hear the students talking about it. It wasn't an investment for a student too early for them. But they designed a product where it fits their need and it reduces the stress of financial needs in future.
Introduce the stress of financial needs to youngsters, by $1 and then
Exactly.
maybe later. Oh
Exactly.
God, oh God.
Exactly.
But I think that's 100% right. Like accessibility across all generations.
Yes.
We've been speaking about, and I think more about giving them what they need. It's all centers around user experience. We don't really talk about user experience enough, and user experience is what is, I guess, the holy grail of any fintech application. And judging by what you're saying, the innovation has to be very important, and you have to keep up with the trend of innovation.
Keep developing, keep searching for the best experience.
So let me ask you a question then.
Yes.
Are you ready for this one? Huh?
Yalla, inshallah.
Yalla, yeah? Okay. Now, what do you think will be the next wave of innovation in fintech?
AI.
AI. I had a note here of AI, and
AI.
I didn't want to use the word AI. But when you say that, for me, AI in fintech kind of makes me nervous.
Why?
Yeah. It's because everything might become too personal to me now. Or already I have...
How's that?
Well, I don't really want my finances to become more personal to me whenever I access my finances. Like, for example, let's just say I shop a lot at one retail. So I'm asking you a question here actually. Is AI coming in to recommend me to buy more because that's a revenue growth of advertisement coming into fintech? So, okay, this guy shops a lot at whatever retail. He buys a lot of watches, for example. Now this gets this watchmaker coming in and placing an ad in this fintech app to say, you buy this, now you can get it on 24 months interest free.
Let me change the scenario
Okay.
by saying, Nadim, don't spend here. Remember that you will buy a watch at the end of the year. Save this.
I like that. Okay.
This is how we think it should AI.
So it should be a
and-
CSR.
Yes.
Okay.
How this is how companies should develop their AI tools. Like for us in Tamam, we are. I like to use this word, cooking something
Okay.
with AI. We can predict your behavior, and we say, this guy is a trusted person. We can finance him with a lower rate. This is how AI helps us. It's about like, I'll be very honest. Before coming here, I opened my AI generator, talking with her.
You call her. Yeah. Okay.
Talking
Okay.
with her,
Okay.
discussing the topic and all the points and all of that. It helped me, and I thanked her, and that's it. So it's about how we can see AI helping fintechs to grow and for a better customer user experience, and that can serve the customers. So it's a tool. So
But
how you design.
there's a risk of over reliance on AI. Yes. So again, I'm not specific to
Yes.
Saudi. I'm talking about an experience in Europe with one fintech.
Yes.
And I have this fintech, and they have different sections in this fintech. Okay, so you have your current account, you have your vault. They call them vaults, and within your type of vaults, you can you can open any type of savings account. There's some cryptos there, there's some gold, and whatever it is, you can invest in there, and you can be locked in, and it's like a bond. You're guaranteed some form of return. Then you've also got digital cards. You can open up as many digital cards as you want. And then you got this last bit, which is offers. You go into offers, and they've done exclusive deals with all the different retailers out there. Some very good ones as well, from holiday bookings to just your high store retailers to even some, CPG brands as well. But what they do is, recently now, is tailor the offer to your behavior. So if you travel a lot, you'll see a lot more travel, book a flight, etc. If you, buying things, it will do the same thing. If you are transacting of very high value, it will bring some other options in there for you and stuff. For me, it creates a level of temptation. But why are they doing this? It has to be through a revenue stream, right?
Yes.
That you're able to capitalize on such a big base.
Yes.
And you just grow in that revenue.
Yes.
But I like your theory around the fintech also has an extra layer of obligation to say, watch how you spend, be careful, maybe buy this at this point in time.
So we can say, Nadim, based on your behavior, this is the best recommended card for you because you spent X monthly, you'll get X rewards. It's about how you design it. And talking about promotion and coming from a marketing background, it's about how I don't see a problem promoting the product through AI, digital channels, whatever we can call it, to the customer. After getting out from this application, I will follow him in X platform. For me, Musaid, I don't see it as a problem. No. It's always, this is why I tell my friends, so I keep it as a reminder for me. So I need this, but I couldn't buy it because I thought it's very expensive. But I'll come back to it whenever I can and buy it again. All these digital applications, it's like another world that you are living in.
Of course.
By yourself, alone, designed for you. It's about you knowing what you want. An X platform, you have two options, following or for you. I always increase my following so I can get great mix in the for you section or timeline, sorry. It's about you controlling. But how did I learn about this? Because this is my background and working. It's about the people educating themselves as much as they can about the future and the technologies. They can survive and live with it and they get the best out of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great utility to have. I think I would be lost. I think most of us would be lost without a fintech application on our phone.
Exactly.
Because that speed of access. To open an account, yes, or even close an account,
yes,
is so seamless, right?
Yes.
When you have traditional banks, it can be very difficult to open an account.
Yes. Go through But traditional banks are moving towards the fintech, digital wallets and all of that. And I see it a great advantage for both because they're learning from the younger generation, the big traditional banks, and the younger companies, the fintechs and the startups, getting the benefits from the traditional old experienced bank.
Yep.
As benefits such an experience in financing and XYZ. Talking about financing, for example, Tamam, when it started, it was the first digital financing company. I was looking to the numbers at the beginning, and I was telling my boss, this is nothing. How did you believe that this company will grow to reach $500 million dispersed loans? It's because of the traditional banks. When we saw them, that they can lend up to billions and billions, and we believed in, he believed in Tamam that can reach such a level.
Okay, interesting. I mean, fintech is changing a lot, yes, and we spoke a lot about technology. We spoke about a lot of the evolution. AI is always like a hot topic.
Yes.
It can be a controversial topic,
yes,
however you look at it, because you talk about ethics, but yes, it has endless opportunity. Yes. Opportunity that, I would encourage people to adopt AI, yes, as much as they can, because it's such a great experience. It helps speed with time and it has a lot of benefits.
Correct.
But the biggest adopters of AI or biggest users of AI is Gen Zs.
Yes.
Okay. And Gen Zs are building on AI, and I speak to my nephew, and he knows much more than me.
Yes.
I grew up when Facebook had launched, and my nephew doesn't understand why I liked Facebook. He's like, really? You were on Facebook? Seriously? What are you doing there? And I'm thinking to him, like, what are you doing on TikTok, for example, right? Although I'm across everywhere. What is so interesting about Saudi is Youthquake.
Yes.
And Youthquake is where the youth are disrupting what should be disrupting in a way of redefining different elements. For example, fashion, or they're redefining what it means for technologies in banking or in travel. And Saudi being a very young population, this Youthquake is redefining Vision 2030. It's helping define Vision 2030, right? Those who are listening, from whether they're from Saudi, whether they're from parts of the GCC, Musaid, like, what advice would you give them for someone who's thinking, I want to get into fintech, or I want to get into something that is in development that may apply to fintech? Because for that generation, the future generation, their approach is a little bit different in some ways, and I think it helps to give a real inside view of what is expected to be able to make it in fintech.
What I can give them and what I can say, nowadays everything is evolving towards technology. Learn more about technology. In school they don't teach us what's SDK file is, what's APIs are, what's this and that. So you learn about it more, because when you come nowadays in the work, most probably the technology team has all the dependency in the company. If they, whatever your background is, your courses there you are taking, learn more about technology, work very hard when you once you get the chance, develop the habit of learning, don't quit very fast, be persistent. Think about it about in the gym, where all subscribers and all attenders in the gym, some they stay for too long, some they leave, some they keep going at the same time, doing the same. After 2-3 years, he will see a difference. This guy wouldn't see that difference because they didn't keep going. And just as a last thing that I can say, be like a sponge. Observe every knowledge. Learn. So when it comes the time, you want the knowledge, the experience, we squeeze you, things will come out. And learn more about technology. Be open to it.
And is still a growing space for somebody thinking is fintech or even finance.
And
right?
finance, yes.
Right? It's not is it as fragmented?
No. A CFO cannot work if there is a technical problem in the back end system. The numbers will get we will receive a wrong numbers. But it's about him as a CFO understanding the knowledge of the technology. When the technology team comes back to him and he said, we can solve it in 3 hours because we had XYZ. If he doesn't understand, he will feel frustrated. He wouldn't move with the new generation and future towards where it will be.
Of course.
Yes.
Growing up, what was your go-to game as a child? Was there anything specific that?
The most game that I like or I love, it was a Def Jam fight in New York. It's like PlayStation 2, where you can create your character and you start fighting midnight clubs and you do these fights here and there. You collect points and money and you start to buy more gears. It was challenging. And of course, GTA.
Yes. Well, and you started off at PS2.
Yeah, PS2, PS1. But the last generation of PS was PS2 that I played with, to be honest. It's not me not having the time, but mainly it requires you to stay and play.
Yeah.
And you keep playing. And nowadays, like, I'm focused on work.
Yeah, of course. But my go-to game, man, and I said this a lot, is Spectrum. Do you know the Spectrum, which was a tape cassette?
Yes.
Yeah. And then from the Spectrum, I moved to what was called an Amiga or a Commodore. And that's where you had we called it a floppy disk. It was like 1.44 inches wide. And you put it in, big black thing. And it would take maybe like 5 minutes to load.
To run, yeah.
And then it would be so slow. You would finish one level and then it would take. Then you have to remove it, eject it, and put another one
again,
in.
yeah.
And the worst thing is when there's a power cut. Then you lose everything. And you have to load everything again. You have to restart again.
Yeah.
That was my go-to game.
Yeah.
Did you ever have like a piece of technology that you recall growing up that was like very close to your heart?
It was the Game Boy, and before that it's like the small egg where you grow the dinosaur with it. I forgot what they call it.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
Tamagotchi, yes. My sister loved the Tamagotchi.
And when my mom get tired of me, she started to hide it and she started crying, where's my baby? And she said, you are a man, and all of this and all of that. But it's all these games are what gives me, it's the challenge. It's where you start from level 1 up to level 100, for example. It's about me coming back from school every day, trying to play more and more to reach the top level. I like the games where you challenge yourself more than the adventure games where you can just play around, more than challenging games that gives you a goal to reach. These kind of games that keeps me playing, to be honest.
Nice.
I played Call of Duty for quite some time, but It's not for me anymore.
Not for you anymore.
خلاص.
No, you're doing far bigger things now, mashallah. Okay, Musaid, like we're coming to the end,
Yeah.
okay, of the show today. One segment that I love, the next segment is called Espresso Encounters. Okay, I don't want to make you nervous, Habibi, but maybe you might want to be a little bit nervous. Okay, okay. I have 2 cards here.
Yes.
Okay, beneath each card, there's a different outcome. It's like the Matrix here. Okay, one card will have a question that's been written by a previous guest. The other card is a question that has been generated by ChatGPT. You spoke a lot about AI. So, are you nervous about AI? No, maybe depending on what you are. Okay.
It depends on the question.
You're saying this will be nervous, yeah? So I'm going to put these here and allow you to choose one of these cards, and we'll see what it.
I'll go with the right.
Okay.
Bismillah.
Bismillah. Let's see what is it. You wanna hold it up?
Man.
Okay. You have a question then from a guest. What's your view on robots?
I've seen robot in 2013
Okay.
behind Cleveland Clinic.
Okay.
Building. Underneath the building, it was in the storage where robots move the medicine and all of that.
Okay.
It was no human interaction. It's like seeing something in the zoo, alive, fully. He comes and he takes this, and then you see it across the alleys and all of that. Then I realized that how much the robots can help us in life. That one day I will have one.
Okay. Would you have a robot as a pet? Would you, or would you have a robot at home?
As a butler.
As a butler?
Hello, like the Iron Man. I forgot what's the.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
But my view is it's the future. Everyone is trying to develop its own robot. I mean, in the sector.
I was at Leap last year. Did you go to Leap last year? Yeah. I think there was this. I saw a few. There was these. And what I love about Leap, you see a lot of Saudi technologies coming to life there, right?
Yes.
And I remember there was a robot dog.
Yeah.
You remember seeing this?
Yeah, I remember.
It was so cool what this dog was able to do.
And now these dogs is replacing the real dogs and protecting the huge governmental buildings. Maybe not in Saudi Arabia, but I've seen it in some documentaries. You see how the robots are helping us. I always ask myself, and I always read it in the news, why people are afraid from technology. It will not take your job.
No, fair. Robots might do.
No. Who will fix them if they got work?
Well, you see this Boston Dynamics, and they've created sort of like military dogs that are used to actually, I think they roam around government properties across the US, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
that's what I mentioned. Yeah.
I'm thinking like RoboCop here. Yeah. What if one of them malfunctions? You know, what if your dog at home malfunctions? And you exactly. No, I mean, it's an interesting thing about robots. I mean, you also have cyborgs.
Yes.
Cyborgs are where you have like robotic arms.
Yeah.
And these arms or these ligaments are also like defined in such a way that you as a person can feel that you have an arm and you have this interaction that it feels like an arm. So
again, it's about it's from where you can see what's your point of view about the technology and in particular this subject or that. So inshallah I will have one.
Inshallah. Okay, watch this.
But when is that?
I don't know. I have no idea.
2050 maybe.
Maybe.
If we are living.
If we are still living, inshallah. Musaid, it's been a privilege and an honor having you here, Habibi.
Thank you, Nadeem, for having me.
So guys, that was Fintech. Hopefully you took something out of it. I definitely took a lot out of it. A lot of inspiration, a lot of wisdom from Musaid.
Thank you.
Feel free to subscribe, like, share, talk about it to your friends. And until next time, Peace out.